Now let's continue with our broadcast. I'm Ananya Datta and we are watching WION Speed News. China has accused Japan of arbitrarily dumping nuclear-contaminated Fukushima water. According to Hong Kong leader John Lee, the government has been instructed to quote-unquote immediately activate import curbs on some Japanese food products. And this comes after Tokyo announced it would release radioactive wastewater from the crippled Fukushima plant into the sea from August 24th, that is in 2 days. This has been approved by the UN nuclear watchdog, and Japan's plan has faced opposition at home and abroad over concerns of food safety. The country insists that the release will be safe and meets global standards. Hong Kong is Japan's second largest market after mainland China, of course, for agricultural and fisheries exports. In Pakistan, 6 children were among 8 people trapped inside a cable car dangling over a deep Pakistani valley. According to the country's disaster management agency, the chairlift was stuck at a height of about 1,200 feet. Now, this happened due to a breakage in one of its cables. Three people suffered serious injuries in a shooting incident at a mall in Canada. According to the police, the victims of the incident at the West Edmonton Mall have been taken to hospital for treatment, stating that the injuries are not life-threatening. Details of the gunman remain mostly known, but the police say that the event was a targeted one in which the parties knew each other. Australia's largest warship took part in joint drills with the Philippines and the United States in the disputed South China Sea. Now, this comes amid China's growing military presence in the region. HMAS Canberra is one of the several ships involved in exercise in Philippines. More than 2,000 troops from Australia and the Philippines are taking part in air, sea and land exercises. Around 150 mariners are also participating. North Korea's first international commercial flight in 3 years landed in Beijing. Now, this is state airline Air Koryo's first commercial flight since early 2020, after North Korea shut its borders in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. A previously scheduled Air Koryo flight to Beijing on Monday was cancelled abruptly, with no official reason given for the cancellation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that Iran backed latest attacks on Israelis, and this comes after an Israeli woman was killed in a suspected Palestinian shooting attack near the occupied West Bank city of Hebron on Monday. Netanyahu said that Israel will settle the score with the attackers and those who sent them. According to the Hamas group that governs blockaded Gaza, they praised the attack and said that it was a response to Israel's ongoing assault on all Palestinians. Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong has been welcomed to Hanoi by her Vietnamese counterpart. And this will be to co-chair the 5th Vietnam-Australia Foreign Ministers meeting. This is Wong's second visit to Vietnam as a foreign minister, where she's reportedly expected to further deepen Australia's cooperation with a key ASEAN partner. The visit comes when the two countries celebrate the 50th anniversary of the bilateral diplomatic relations and 5 years of strategic partnership. North Korea has informed Japan of its plans to launch a satellite in the coming days, less than 3 months after a failed effort saw a military satellite plunge into the sea. Japan's premier has instructed his government to work with the United States, South Korea and other nations to urge its cancellation. North Korea has vowed to install a spy satellite which it claims is a necessary counterbalance to the growing US military presence in the region. Now irked by regular and scaled joint drills by the US and South Korea, North Korea continues to issue threats and warnings of possible war. Now this while North Korea's first commercial flight landed in Beijing. Cambodia's newly elected parliament has endorsed Hun Mane as the country's new prime minister with a unanimous vote. The vote comes amid a historic transfer of power as Hun Mane takes over from his father, the incumbent Hun Sen, who has led the country for 38 long years. Hun Mane gave a short speech followed by a vote and thanked the parliamentarians for their trust. In a press conference after the voting session, Hun Sen told media that he was proud of his son Hun Mane and that he hoped that he would be able to keep up with his achievements. Meanwhile, Thailand's Pheu Thai party on Tuesday formally nominated business tycoon Srettha Thavisin to become Prime Minister ahead of a confirmation vote in Parliament. Srettha is expected to win the vote and become Prime Minister at the head of a controversial coalition, including several pro-military parties from the outgoing government. The Pheu Thai party has formed a coalition with 10 other political parties, including 2 allied with its former military rivals, in a bid to form a new government and end 3 months of political deadlock. Russian mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin posted a clip shot in Africa, which he posted on social media. Wagner's possible presence in Africa is also raising eyebrows as the BRICS summit begins today. This is his first video address since his mutiny against the Russian Defense Ministry and the President Vladimir Putin. Former US President Donald Trump plans to surrender to authorities on Thursday in the Georgia election case. As per reports, the date of his arraignment was set on Monday during negotiations over his bail bond of $200,000. Trump is facing 4 criminal trials as he bids for a return to the White House. Trump was indicted in Georgia on charges of racketeering and a string of election crimes after a sprawling 2-year probe into his efforts to overturn his election defeat to Joe Biden in the Peach State.